Been a pretty rough draw for the first round of playoffs for both teams here, to be completely honest. Both of them are just struggling to stay alive. Good evening, everybody. My name is Ito, and I'm happy to bring you a match of ESEA Advanced Season 33. This is for the playoffs, and this will be losers round one. Both these teams, unfortunately, took L's in the first round, and will now have to fight their way through this gauntlet. Lavender, let's first start out with them on this pistol. Going to be on the CT side, and they have a decent read, at least for this first one. You can talk about their history in between rounds, but right now, I think we might see a conga line of terrorists start to arrive at the B-bomb site here. A point of contact made, flashbang smoke out. Benji has no more to work with, but he still has his teammates nearby. Hot Ass now choose to rotate the other side now, where Yum is waiting, gets a couple of pot shots off for relatively free, and the CTs will now choose to rotate. Benji over from the B site now makes his home actually back towards the B-bomb site. Seems that it was a faked out rotation, and it's a decent read on the situation, and finally first blood is struck. Seems out of nowhere considering how slow this round was going, but it comes from Truck Lover, who's going to find the first one. Second one nearly going to be on the cards, but he can't quite close out the shot here. Benji will do him one better, take him down. It's a numbers game for Lavender at the moment, and they're winning it. Boost maybe on the cards too from the CTs, but Lavender seem to be a bit hesitant about actually going for it. They can take their time just a little bit here. No kits in play, so they do have to move relatively quickly, but they have so many kills to work with here that it becomes so much more manageable. Lee, from a 1 versus 4, is only able to get 1 in return, and it's going to be a very, very clean first round for Lavender. So already showing a little bit of better form than we saw from their first game. And I think that's what's important to mention. Again, Lavender, they did take a pretty big L in their first round of playoffs. They were against Polar A South, and I believe they lost 16-5 and 16-7. So, you know, it was hard to even find, you know, like a player highlight, someone to really keep your eye on here. But if there is one person, it would be Lone Woods. That is, I believe, Swamp Farmer. So I'm just going to be calling him Lone Woods because probably an easier name to go by than having to remember Swamp Farmer 420, as much as I love that name. But he was a small ray of sunshine in an otherwise very gloomy match. But they're starting to find a little bit of something to start things off. A buy comes in from Hot Ass on round number 2, giving them definitely an in back into this round if possible. Yo, Rook, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to be the best caster I can be, so that means the world to me. And winning this round would also probably mean the world for Hot Ass. They bought almost entirely into this here. Krieg even brought out in Jack's hands. The rotates are very, very slow from Lavender. Only one person has dragged himself over. That's Benji, who will actually find a kill on the lead to start things off. A 4 versus 5 on a retake. This isn't too shabby, but they have no kits again, Lavender. So it becomes considerably harder just based off of that. And Jack will make it even more tough. Finds Lone Woods and Sunsun to start things off. Hop in with another. He's hopping around and wants to close things out. Benji will make Broby burn alive, but this push has absolutely no legs to it here. KRZ stuck off from the 4x3 resolution, but his teammate will go ahead quickly switch him out. Now it's tied 1-1, and that is more like what Hot Ass want to see. And Rook, yeah, no problem for saying Hot Ass. I just think it's one of the best team names in Advance. Let's be real here. Now it's going to be Lavender's turn for a force-up, but it's going to be way less star-studded than Hot Ass's was. There's no Krieg, there's no Galils, no nothing. It's just that single Desert Eagle and then, what's it called? UMP, excuse me, for Benji. That's just kind of the T-economy state, isn't it? Holy hell, I did not expect that. Double stack of grenades just lands right into Truck Lover's throat. He's going to be eating shrapnel for days. Yo, Rook, thanks for the host, man. I appreciate it a lot. Slow contact play, possibly in the works. But I think there is almost no shot of Lavender being able to close this one out. Benji expends his smoke just to try to hold the line for a little bit longer. But it's a two-pronged attack. Hot Ass can take this BRA if they want to. But either way, they'll have it wide open for them. Kills at either which site will make it not even an execute necessary. Well, overall, just net them a second round. Hot Ass not too bad on the anti-eco. Definitely a lot more clean than we saw for Lavender. Lavender, this time they're going to have even less to work with here. Since the CTs did force up Desert Eagles and even that UMP onto Benji, they're going to have only defaults to work with this time. A single flashbang will be their only expenditure, and I don't exactly have the highest hopes for this one here. Perhaps they can prove me wrong, though. Jack will try to be the victim, but he is going to make all the CTs victims, really, here. I mean, what can he even say at this point? It's a firing range over at mid. You can try to hype that up, but my voice won't raise a couple more decibels for eco frags like that. It's an execution. And, well, as FlippyBits says, the only execution is the execution of Lavender. In that round, too. Now, Lavender can actually have a little bit more of a horse in this race. They can buy up guns, a scout on Sun, otherwise M4s across the board, and a decent amount of utility. Still, no diffuse kits in play, and I feel like that really changes the game radically for these retakes. Lavender, they have been stuck in a couple of them. First time worked out on that pistol round, but the second time, not so lucky. Hey, they made it this far for a reason. Maybe they know what's up. CT's playing very slow now. You see how they have a double stack over towards porch and balcony. We've been seeing that angle on top of the flower pot used a lot more in recent times. But he seems to give up the ghost. Doesn't exactly want to go for it just yet. It's no matter. Hot ass, excuse me, beginning their execute onto the A bomb site. We'll just toss down a bunch of complimentary grenades, but don't have the manpower behind it at the moment here. They've expended a decent amount of it and trying to push out some of the CTs, one of which will actually be pushing through the long hauls here. It's going to be Yum taking down KRZ for free, and that is now a very nice start. Lavender have the rotates at the ready for the B bomb site here, so they can definitely deal with this push on so many different fronts. All of Hot Ass are being denied their entry into the site. Visas denied. Jack will try to make it work somehow, some way. It's a 1-on-5, down to a 1-on-3 after he finds the first two, but he needs to play it to absolute perfection after the fact here, and that is going to be a very monumental task, one that will not actually even be possible. And that is a very successful retake, very successful round in general from Lavender. They dropped so few players, their rotations were absolutely on point, and being able to find that super early kill from, who was I? I can't actually remember. I think it was Yum onto KRZ over in Boiler. I say early, but I mean, it was relatively late into the round. It's just that Hot Ass have been really trying to take these rounds patiently. This is lower bracket, Hydric. Both these teams are 0-1 at the moment. Hot Ass just barely lost to, can't remember that team. It has like a Glacier as their profile pick, but they lost to them in a 2-1 series. Lavender, it was much more of a stomp. Serac, thank you. Yeah, they lost 2-1 very close. I mean, 2 games of OT. Third map was a little bit more of a blowout, but it was still relatively competitive. Lavender, though, I mean, again, they got blown out 16-5, 16-7 against Polar Ace South. They are most definitely on the back foot heading into this next game, which is a bit of a different situation if you would think about it, because these are the ESEA Open champions who had to deal against some stacked teams like the now Savage, formerly 46-2. They ended up besting 46-2 in the grand finals, become, again, the champions, but Savage seemed to actually be having a better season. So perhaps late revenge from this team. But Lavender, it's been a hard grab for them in this season here, and it seems to be getting a little bit better. Yum will find first entry here. Now a wrap possibly into CT will be in the works from Hot Ass. As a rotate comes through, Sun could have a golden opportunity. He hears footsteps, and yes, indeed, that CT wrap does come through. Are they going to actually try to make their way through? Truck Oliver is at the ready. This is such an aggressive angle to be at here, and it's not going to work out. That was very ambitious, what he was going for. A bit too ambitious. And it ends up getting a bit ugly. Now Benji has to hold down the site on a solo mission. Great flash through, but it's only 1 kill to his name. Now the bomb site will belong to Hot Ass for the most part. However, coming in from behind will actually be Yum from Banana. He's actually able to cause a little bit of chaos. Not deny the bomb plant in the end, but at least he gets 1 first trouble and finds the last 2. A quad kill out of nowhere, and Yum! What the hell was that? A gorgeous play to secure a 3rd round for Lavender. And honestly, that just felt so one-sided as soon as Yum just peeped his face everywhere. Hot Ass, it wasn't really a bad call what they're doing. They got fantastic entries onto the site in the first place, but that flash coming through from Banana allowed Benji to at least get 1 kill before he fell. From there on out, it was all Yum all the way. Now Hot Ass still will be able to invest into this one here, but their money is starting to look a little bit less amazing. They can still afford another buy after this, most likely, considering KRZ has a healthy amount of util. Early shot through from Sun. Leads to the demise of Lee. But no give. Lavender now having taken that shot over towards, I believe it was alt mid from Sun. They'll choose to back off. Actually, even getting into more anchor positions, you see this crossfire used a lot. Which means that Sun will most likely be our B rotator in question. So very strong positions from Lavender to deal with this inevitable push coming up from Hot Ass. Especially since the T's have to do it a man down, it's going to become very, very tough for them to even make it onto the site, to be completely honest. Smoke flashes and all the works come through from Hot Ass, but again, no players behind it. They still choose to take it slow. They managed to bring a rotate over, if you notice. Benji is now boosted up on top of the flower pots, while Sun seems to be making a beeline for the coffins area here, and that is good for Hot Ass. This is good news for them. They can execute onto the site. Now they only have to deal with this crossfire in from Yum as well as Lone Woods. They'll still have a decent amount of time to make a push happen here. With that flash coming through, that might bring the rotation back over from Lavender. But right now, they just can't peep their face. The players on site here, but when they do, they're going to get it blown right off. Broby with a double kill. That is how you take a site. Hot Ass teaches us exactly how to do it as they find 2 kills, make this round possible for them. It was looking real dire. Somehow they've made it work. Hit all the shots. Now they have to stay perfect from here on out here. 1 kit shared between 3 players on Lavender, and I'm not sure if they'll even be able to get to the site because Jack has something to say about it. So does KRZ. They fill up the server, fill up the kill feed with kills, and they're going to be able to improve to number 4. Definitely a lot more promising out of Hot Ass. I mean, a flawless retake. That was, what was it, a 5v4 or 5v3? Either way, it was not exactly the cleanest of scenarios for Hot Ass to be in, but they did incredible to get that initial flurry of kills. Now Lavender will be punished for their inability to chain together the necessary rounds in a row. They'll be stuck on Deeks with the scout to convince them otherwise. And Lone Woods start things off with a nice tag onto Broby, who's one of the heroes in this last round. But everyone has been stepping up, at least early on here, from Hot Ass. That's a very, very scary prospect if you're a fan of Lavender. Bit of a peek play behind a smoke grenade, but leads to no damage on either side. So it's an even exchange. Hot Ass maybe with a little bit of a disadvantage, having Broby lit up just a tiny amount, but it's not going to be a game changer. However, that shot is going to be a game changer. Yum actually doubles up. He finds a second. Now rotates will again be through from the CT side here. They're much quicker this time around, but can they deal with the sheer amount of artillery? It proves to be a challenge, but they'll try to go for it anyway here. They're going to give it the old college try but I think they might drop out. Bomb planted. 3-on-3 as we enter the post plant. And a boost up through KRZ. It's just a free shot from him as Sun tries to take an alternative angle. But it's just another glorious position for him to die in. And this round no longer seems possible from Lavender. They seem to agree with me. Just trying to go down swinging, if nothing else. If they can at least try to get Hot Ass to die to the bomb, Broby in particular will be a bit of a worry. If they can punish him, perhaps this won't be the worst. But it's unable to happen. Benji even goes up with the bomb. Not having armor makes it a bit tricky to survive on the A bomb site. And overall, it's going to be another one from Hot Ass. I was a bit scared after Yum was able to find that double kill with a Desert Eagle, but it seems that everything went okay from there on out, so no worries. Now Hot Ass can continue. Another full investment in from the CT side. The Molotov down mid. Same thing with a flashbang from Yum. They're putting all their marbles into this one here, and my lord, it is not working out. A TK and Molotov through onto Truck Lover. Sun. Perhaps Truck Lover flew a bit too close to the Sun, because he ends up burning alive. Roasted over an open fire. Is not a very good look for Lavender, who are already struggling to chain together a number of rounds on the CT side. Are now going to have to play another one from a man disadvantage. Losing two great players too. Benji arguably had one of the best plays, individual performances of this entire season in all of Advance. Think about that crazy, sneaky ace that he got versus, I can't exactly remember which team. I'm blanking on the name, but he has been, I think it was Lux Gaming. It was versus Lux. He's been having his way with a number of opponents. And this has been a very rough draw for them so far. Execute will begin onto the B-bomb site. Two players will be at the ready. Lone Woods elsewhere finds a kill to start things off here. But now the CTs need to hold the line in a perfect fashion. They got off to an incredible start. Lee will try to trade one back in comparison, but the kills come through overwhelmingly for the T side again. And it's so depressing, this prospect. It's going to be another round surely dropped from Lavender at this point here. Lone Woods will try to convince me otherwise, and he's doing a damn good job at negotiating. He's going to get the triple in the round. Number 4 for Lavender. He just jumps through the smoke. I thought it would be a discount Stewie 2K, but my lord, no. He is a premium version. Incredible play from Lone Woods. Gives Lavender a second shot at redemption on the CT half. Now it's going to be Hot Ass's turn to force up whatever they can. They're going to be able to get most AKs. Yeah, 2 AKs, or actually just 1 Galil. Krieg and an AWP, so it's actually not that bad of a buy, but both teams have pretty shabby economy at the moment. This is a very important round when it comes to dictating pace for this half. Dictating tempo, dictating economy rather. Oof, that's not a good start. Jack through the smoke, takes down Truck Lover. He overstays his welcome a little bit by trying to spray through there for too long and ends up leading to his inevitable demise. Same story with Yum over at Long Halls. Finally, there's a response from the CT side, but it's outmatched by the sheer presence of Hot Ass, or never mind, Lone Woods again! He strikes in this round as well. A double, a very clutch double at that, but I think that is the end of him. KRZ with another alternative angle, comes out of balcony, removes him from the round. A triple for him. Now he needs the rest of his team to step up. It's Benji up for the challenge. He gets KRZ, avenges his teammate, but can he find Jack as well? Yes, he can! It's back-to-back clutches for Lavender and back-to-back rounds for them too. They're staying alive in this one, if just barely. That's a bit scary, isn't it? Considering the CTs, I said that this was such an important round for money. And that it can really dictate the pace. But that was like one of the very few scenarios where neither team is exactly in a fantastic state. At the end of the day, it is going to be the CTs who are able to invest a little bit more, just because they straight up won the round. But the Ts are still going to be breathing down their neck. They're going to be neck to neck, to be completely honest. So it's a bit of a worrying prospect. Still not out of the danger zone yet, I suppose is what I'm trying to say here from Lavender. They realize it. They're going to go for something a little bit tricky, a B-stack in the works. I feel like this is a bit ambitious, but maybe it's worth a shot here. Aggressive, Astralis level kind of a utility usage right off the bat. And Hot Ass are all clumped up. Nice spam through on the Jack is a good start. But can they close it out in as clean of a fashion as they started? Benji seems to give up the prospect of holding down Banana. They'll just choose to play it from a little bit more of a passive angle. This is totally fine. I'm just a little bit worried because Hot Ass are already ready to up the ante. They're already into the B-bomb site here. Truck Lover is going to try to be the bodyguard, but the pistols are overwhelming him in just the sheer amount of numbers. They aren't able to close out the kill, and that's very, very important in its own right here. But the spam through the wall does the job. KRZ, very heads-up play by him. Now a 3-on-2, Lavender must retake this, and if they can finish it out cleanly, that would be huge. They're off to a good start. Sunsun is able to find Hoppin. Now KRZ remains alone, left to his own devices, but he's not going to be able to pull off the play worthy of device. Now, Lavender take the lead on the CT side of Inferno. Statistically, yeah, this is favored. And Lavender don't seem to be disappointing just yet. It's important to mention that this, as far as I'm aware, is the map pick of Hot Ass as well. So you do have to imagine that they feel relatively confident on it. And they haven't been disappointing, in my opinion. It's still very close on the T side. They're making it at least a show. However, consistency is a complete other beast, isn't it? Again, you see that flower pot's position being used for the time being. But he'll disembark. Another full investment from Hot Ass. It's pretty star-studded. They have a number of good rifles, the exception of that CZ75 and Broby. He had a couple of highlight moments, Broby, in particular when it comes to entering into the A bomb site that we saw a little bit earlier, but this time he's over towards Banana. The rest of his team, meanwhile, is at A. But bomb is still down. Hot Ass definitely don't seem to be in a very committal position, but they're getting a lot of decent map control for basically free here. They're actually even coming out on top just because of the sheer amount of utility that's used. Sunsun upon his next peek, though, will hear against C players, but he hears them before he sees them, and he'll ask for a flash. He'll get one kill, but that is all that he'll find. Now Hot Ass bring it to the other direction entirely here. Double stack over towards Pit will be the name of the game. Yum is still lurking, waiting in the shadows here, but he's only able to find one, so it does come down to 2 versus 2 yet again. Hot Ass are playing this competitively on the Lavender side. Gun is dropped to Broby, so now he has a Krieg to play with. As a retake effort will begin from Lavender, they'll only have a single flashbang and a single Molotov. Benji boosted up on top of the smoke. I think Broby's watching for this. The Krieg surely is going to be able to come out on top. It's going to be an insurmountable clutch for the CTs to win at this point here. The flashes, the shots not in their favor. It's the end of the line. Hot Ass. They're going to be able to look pretty hot while taking number 6. Peter Storm says, Hot Ass, what a stupid name. I'm not going to disagree with you. It's well, it's a funny name, sure, but it's not the best. And this buy, it's also not the best. They have a glass cannon M4 setup. That is very interesting. I don't think it's going to have much success. Same story with what happened with Sunsun over towards mid right there. And Lavender. There are consequences of playing these rounds close with Hot Ass. Leads to some cracks forming. No pun intended. Couple dinks through. Surely this is just about it though. Yum. I'm surprised they're actually even committed to going for this here. Yum, I figured he would just want to save his M4 at this rate. They're going to be only having, what is it, 1900 coming through into this next one? I think they realize it. Yum picks up a smoke for his trouble, but then makes the quick hike back over to A. He hauls his load. Oh, but keep an eye on KRZ. I could tell it was KRZ by seeing him hopping around. I know, you would think it was hopping, but no. Surprisingly not. Yum sits alone in pit. KRZ has just managed to avoid him. And this could be a good time for Lavender to talk about things. Yeah, again, it's something that I often call for on full saves like this. Having to play against the clock. Just talk about it in dead chat. What are Hot Ass doing that really just kind of throws you for a loop? Because from what I'm seeing, I don't feel like Hot Ass are really changing the playbook this much. It's par for the course, kind of. T sign. It's nothing too impressive. If anything, what I'm noticing the most is that they're able to expend so much utility from the CTs basically for free. You know, think about what happened just a couple of rounds prior where I think Hot Ass were taking brackets control. And by the time they're actually executing onto the site, I mean, the CTs had almost nothing to work with. There was even a decent attempt at it. Well, I mean, the player who was playing Arches, I want to say it was Sun, got flashed in from his teammate, just kind of one and done. But as the retake effort came through in that 2 versus 2, Lavender just not having any utility just makes it so hard to actually retake a site like that. It's hard, but this round isn't much better when it comes to util. Smoking 2 flashes across 3 players, so their util spread thin. This defense spread even thinner. Again, not the most convincing of buys from the CT. Go ahead and lead them to their demise. Nice little Molotov through. And a second one from Lee, as he seems to want to try to entry in over towards Boiler. If he peeks this, he could be in for a nice, nasty surprise. And although it's only 1 kill, they're still going to be able to win that numbers game. Bomb will be retrieved, and overall, I think this isn't too terrible for Hot Ass. Especially considering they're able to get a second kill just like that. And a full stack. This is such a gamble from the CT side. But I mean, I guess that is their best source of trying to make this round work. I'm not a believer. Broby looks away at the wrong time, but Truck Lover can't quite do it with a 5-7. Not even when he's given a second shot. He'll be the last one left standing, and the last one to die. Flippy Bits says, you know what's worse name than Hot Ass? Ito. This is coming from the guy whose name is Flippy Bits. Come on, bruh. No, you're not wrong. Ito is not the best name. If I could turn back time and change it to something else, I probably would, but it's too late. I took a poll on it, and people said I should just keep it, so here I am. Last round of the half. And Lavender, they have one more decent buy. It's half armors. No defuse kits yet again. It's kind of what we've seen a decent amount of times now. Camera angles. Still just about nothing. The map control. Oh man, this is so nice for Hot Ass. They've gotten full banana control for basically free. Again, the utility spread even more thin between Lavender and between Lavender at the moment. It's not exactly the best look, isn't it? Becomes so much harder to try to deal with this now. Still, the bomb hasn't quite postured its way towards either site. It lurks in banana at the moment, but could go elsewhere. Good shot from KRZ. Takes down that angle from Sun, but they're not expecting the second player playing from a vertical angle. And so that will lead to a nice clean refrag. But the fight continues, and Lee somehow sneaks out from balcony and takes down 2. Even I didn't notice that. That's a free bomb site. That's a free 6-9 half if I've ever seen one. Hot Ass. Of course they're going to be able to get the 69 because that just fits their style of humor, doesn't it? I can't fault them. Lavender. This is the map pick of a hot ass, so Lavender haven't really been trying to convince me otherwise that maybe they have secret plans on this, but there's glimpses of hope for both teams. I think that's what's important to mention. It's not the worst performance. I mean, I think all things considered, if they were able to win a couple more of those rounds in a bit more of a convincing fashion, we could have seen this be even a 9-6 the other way. Like Lavender, I felt like a lot of the time they were just stuck on really hard buys, and it becomes so difficult to do much about that when you can't even get more than, you know, a couple of FAMASas or 5-7s together. I mean, just think about how many rounds ended up on ecos. It's not the best. Flippy Bits says, I'm Flippy, want to see my bits, that's where it comes from. It's 100% referring to my chunk. Well, Ito comes from a song, but that doesn't make my name any better. Same story with yours, Pally. At least Ito is like easy enough to remember though. So I have that going for me. Full buy. I don't know why I said full buy. Full armor, rather, from Hot Ass on their CT side. This is the second half of the first map of the ESEA Advanced Playoffs. What a shot from Jack to start things off. That is something that I would not clip if that was in a pug, but he does it in an advanced match, no less. That is a gorgeous start. Jack, I swear to God, he is one of the more nutty players on this roster. Especially when you get a deagle in his hands, but he does the same with a USP. Lavender, there are no slouches on pistols either. Full util setup. Means that they're going to have smokes, they're going to have flashes, but are they going to have the shots to finish the job here? KRZ gets another free one onto Truck Lovers 57, and really, there's just no trades through. And if there are trades, they're overwhelmingly in the favor of the CT side. This is case in point. It'll come down to 2 versus 1. Wait, that's actually been... Oh, God, that's huge. I didn't even think about it for a second. But, oh, my God, there's actually a real chance. Lee is so dangerously low on HP. It caused me to be just stuttering over my words. I was not expecting it to be this close here, but Lone Woods just might have found a chance. He's now going to be hauling Hot Ass over to the A bomb site here. Lee, in quick pursuit, will be unable to stop him on his pursuit through arches. So this should be a free bomb plant for Lone Woods. I did not expect to be saying this right now. Lavender have a real decent shot because of what Swamp Farmer just pulled off here. He needs to find that last shot onto Lee, who's only on 9 points of health here. Does he realize how close to death he is? Yes, he does! He's going to close it out with a quad. A 1 versus 3 leads Lavender to yet another victory. They're staying alive, if just barely. I cannot believe how did that work out? Lavender got to be counting their lucky stars. Truck Lover, he has been, or not Truck Lover, excuse me, Swamp Farmer has been having one hell of a game. He's been pulling up the clutch moments time and time again. And it's the only thing that's really kept it as competitive as it is. Again, I saw glimpses of hope from Lavender as well, but towards the end round, they start to struggle a lot. This should be a freebie for them. Although Hot Ass seem to be at least trying to make it competitive. They buy up full into this. Bomb over towards A, but top banana seized from Lavender. It's a deadly concoction. If Lavender don't take these fights that they're very confident in, it could lead to a very scary set of circumstances. Bomb will be rotated over towards banana. Smoke and a counter smoke. That's going to burn a couple of seconds off the clock here. But Lavender, they don't have to be in a worry at the moment. In fact, they're actually going to bring it backwards. Going to go ahead, press that S key. But that is a gamble that Hot Ass are ready to take here. They have 3 players at the ready. First one will be hopping with that Desert Eagle. Tries to take a couple of shots, but only ends up receiving bullets in exchange here. And it's a 1-for-1 when it comes to Jack, who's actually able to find 2, excuse me. I don't know how this is working out so promisingly for Hot Ass so far, but I think their glimpses of hope just might have started to fade away. It's a 2-on-3. Surely Lavender are going to be able to close this out convincingly here. The Hot Ass, they're starting to feel themselves a little bit more. They still have a very minute round buffer left. They don't want to save these guns. They're going to be going for the retake effort here. They need to move quick, have no kits in play. Truck Lover already spots where Lee could be. Asks for a flashbang from his teammate here. Closes the distance very, very quickly between the two. The retake effort is on. It's done. How did they do that? That's unbelievable here. I'm sure they even have time too. That was absolute theft. That should not have worked whatsoever from Hot Ass. I cannot believe they got all the shots through. Barely any time remaining as the bomb goes off as well. Or as not as the bomb goes off, excuse me. As the bomb just nearly goes off. That could not be any closer from Hot Ass. So many insane things to make that work. The flash into pit, the spam towards that corner box. You cannot script that better if you tried. Now 3 players over towards B. The flash through will start things off. KRZ right behind it will have an AK-47. He's going to push for a little bit of space, punishing this early buy from Lavender as a response to what Hot Ass have brought to the table. And it's not off to a decent start already. Sun immediately punished and removed. They only have one more decent shot at making this work unless, you know, crazy solo play happens from Desert Eagle, but it's mainly going to be on this AK-47 of Swamp Farmer, Lone Woods. He's going to have to be the lone gun. I don't fancy my chances. I don't fancy my chances with Benji either. He's one sneaky bastard. I think he just might get snuffed down. Grenades ward him off for the time being. Trades through from Lavender are actually not too shabby, but are they going to be ready for player number 3? It's Hoppin. He hops around the corner, takes down Lone Woods, and that's it. Their chance gone. It goes up in smoke. As the bomb will not go up in smoke. It could have been something, really, from Lavender. If Hoppin didn't get that kill there, that seriously could have actually been around, but unfortunately, it's just not meant to be. So is that clutch. Although Truck Lover gets one on his way to the grave, he still has a very scary meeting with the Undertaker. And that's no good. It's 11-7. Hot Ass are looking pretty confident on their map pick so far. Winning that gamble buy really just gave them so much momentum as they're now going to power through an eco of Lavender. This should be just a nice opportunity for the CT to get a bit more money around their belt. Lavender probably have absolutely no shot of making this work here. If they can overwhelm with the pistols, perhaps there's a shot. I mean, it's only 2 players on B. It's a bit of a puggy play, sure, but puggy play doesn't mean bad play. And hell, this is the time to do it. And now is the time to start it. KRZ, nice little shots through. Ends up being 1 kill, 2nd kill, it's done. That's it. Nope, the B site is closed. The B site is closed. No entry. Again, that was one of those situations where there was a number of win conditions that you needed, and that was 1, not losing a player through the smoke before your push begins, and the second is not getting stuck in a crossfire like that. Unfortunately for them, though, that didn't work out, so as expected, it will be a nice quick cleanup from Hot Ass, and they will now improve to number 12. Buy comes through from the T side, but they're starting to run out of rounds to work with, Lavender. They'll only have a couple of more full gun rounds through. Ooh, that's a nice start, though. Hot Ass are forced to expend a piece of utility, a vital piece of utility at that very early on. That allows Lavender to take some space very aggressively. Still that crossfires through, but no rotates from Hot Ass are. Maybe that will convince someone, though. Jack seems to be at the ready. Spam through from Lavender. Bomb still nearly down by the T-spawn, so, I mean, there's pretty much nothing to gain from this banana control other than playing anti-flash, maybe a free kill. I was going to say, nothing to take from this banana control, because if it gets retaken, you're worse than where you started, but they deal with it perfectly. Fantastic read by Lavender early on in the round. Now they can start playing a little bit more, with a bit more confidence, rather. Hop in the next to fall victim, as it will lead down to Broby, holding down the site solo, but he is traded out, refrag immediately, and it's going to be number 8 on the board, surely, for Lavender. Yeah, they're not even going to go for the retake, too. We saw a heroic retake come through from Hot Ass a couple of rounds prior, again. But maybe even they realize that this is a bit too ambitious. They'll just choose to save their rifles. They have a very decent amount of money tucked underneath their pockets, and they're going to have 1,400 coming in, so even the fallen victims will be able to buy guns, even more so after Jack is able to get a free one on the Sun. I think it's of utmost importance right now that Lavender don't give up that many guns. They seem to realize it as well. Safety is in numbers, I suppose you can say, and they're going to show us exactly why. Lavender improved to 8. Their money still not incredible, but it's better. And that's what's really important. Lavender needs something. They need a little bit of a nest egg to kind of cuddle up to and try to get some rounds off of. If they can have at least a stable economy for this next couple of rounds, if they can keep affording these Kriegs, AKs, and decent utility, they might have a chance. It's going to be a tough ask for them. And KRZ, he's not going to have a very good time over towards Banana. It's that aggressive push again from Hot Ass. They tried it a couple rounds previously, and it worked to an absolute charm for them. This time, though, it's counterplayed by Lavender, and they're actually able to gain a bit of an upper hand. They tag down KRZ to a dangerously low amount of health. And it becomes much more difficult for Hot Ass to get a very good foothold on this round here. They can still play around the corners with those MP9s, but they're gamble stacking over towards A. This is going to be bad news. Jack will be there on the rotate. I guess that danger has been avoided for the time being here. You see, look at the mini-map here. Lavender are really all over the map here. They haven't quite dedicated to one area so far. They're just happy getting map control wherever they can take it. Holy hell, what just happened there? A kill each way. A kill at either site at the same time from both teams. That is the weirdest sequence of events I've seen in quite a while here. But I think a dedication towards the B-bomb site will be in order from Lavender. They realize that a player is stuck triple box, so they'll toss out a Molotov. Sun, patient as ever, outlasts his opponent and get all the kills around it to boot. This is something very solid now from Lavender. This kind of discipline we haven't seen for a decent while from them. But when they pull it off, they look much better for it. Finally, they're starting to get something together here. This was exactly what we need to see from Lavender as well. That nest egg that I talked about, getting their money together, it started to come a little bit more matured. You see that they have a bit more money in reserves here. Benji will have to cut a couple of corners when it comes to utility, but otherwise, it's looking pretty damn good. Full stack over towards A from Hot Ass. Lavender, if they keep up that kind of default play that they've been doing in the past couple of rounds, they should be able to deal with this without too many problems arising. Their only real hiccup, in my opinion, could be over towards apartments. They've been very generous with how they're taking their apartments control. But surely they have a read on the situation and are going to try to play a bit slower as a result here. 3 players towards the top of Banana. Still a nice amount of util to go around. It's a good start, but everything could go awry in a couple of shots, to be completely honest. Lavender are far from out of the woods yet. But they might just be able to get number 10 if they can close this out cleanly. Benji is peeking slowly up towards the top of mid. Has a smoke in hand, could easily toss it somewhere if he feels in danger of dying. Surely the crossfire will be through from Hot Ass regardless of what this is. Benji spots a arm and he commits to the kill. The trade is through, but it's a kill confirmed here. But not for long, because KRZ now lurking and Boiler alongside Jack are going to be able to find a flurry of kills. And oh my lord, this is exactly what I was saying. This is exactly what I was worried about. This is a nightmare. Yum. In a 1-on-2 against the pistols here. That pistol stack works out from Hot Ass. They commit just a bit too early. They don't do that default that was working for them time and time again. And because of that, the pistols reign supreme. It's an incredible read from Hot Ass, don't get me wrong, but oh my lord, does that hurt to be on the spectating end of. A pause comes through. Now's about the time to do it. They absolutely snatched that one away. Again, that slow default. It seems like it would have worked perfectly if Lavender were to do it. It said the most problems could arise from that person or those people in apartments, but I didn't think it would be in that sort of fashion. They just contact up towards mid, and well, they're not quite ready for the pistols stacked on top of each other. It's unfortunate, but it's not the end of the line yet. There's still a possible chance to win this game, Lavender. They're going to have to get a number of rounds in a row, and it all starts with jumping over this major hurdle. They're forcing up everything they can. Benji still on the brink of poverty, can only get a Desert Eagle full armor and that same smoke grenade. Jack is spotted early, but he's unable to get the free kill. Nice bit of spam damage through from KRZ over towards B. We're seeing another default come through. It actually seems to be airing towards B super early on. As you see, bomb is already on its track to make its way there, but it doesn't commit just yet. Benji fires a couple from Boiler, stays alive. That's so important right now. The numbers game is what you're going to have to play. Let's do the number with me here. 1 smoke out, 2 players at B, 3 at A. This numbers game looks awfully good for Lavender, at least when you look at it on paper. But when it comes to hitting the shots here, Lavender seem to have their number. 4 on 2, bomb planted. Lavender, if this works out for them, that would be a miracle. This buy, it seriously could have gone either way. Hot ass, I mean, after that theft, that utter thievery that they pulled last time, I thought they would have done it again. But now Lavender still have a dream. They can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and they want to chase it down. Jack tries to chase down a kill. He hits the chaser. Lone Woods, as he falls, his teammates will try to step up here. Kills back and forth, but there's no time remaining. Hell, Benji's on the other side of the map completely. He goes up with the bomb. It's an uneventful way, it feels like, to end the round, but Lavender, they gotta take it where they can. Take it on the chin. You made your way to double digits. It's already a bit more competitive than we saw versus Polar Ace South. Let's see if they can keep it up on the map pick of Hot Ass. Now Hot Ass, the team in question, are going to be stuck on another poor buy, but it's already going to be more convincing than that full USP buy than we saw prior. And they're not going for the A stack. They're going for early aggression down banana. First of which to fall is Lee. Second of which is actually KRZ. A gorgeous shot from Yum. Tags KRZ as he's jumping. Will Jack try to go for the same demise here? Is he feeling lucky? Because I think Yum just might have the absolute lottery on a second player. The shots are connected from both players. There's almost no shot for Hot Ass whatsoever. They don't even get to see the terrorists for too long before they're already taken out. Talk about a depressing way to lose a round here. Talk about a depressing way to die. Broby from an all angle just immediately snipes down Lone Woods. Check this out though. Truck Lover, here's the steps over towards mid. Free kill for you, and, well, Hoppin', now the last one left standing, will only hit a nice tag for his trouble. No YouTube content for him, but a morale boost, perhaps, for Lavender. They're keeping it up, Lavender. They're at least within striking distance. If they can keep this up versus Hot Ass, then maybe we have a real game on our hands. Right now, it's kind of on the brink. Surely 13-12 is going to be in play yet again, and Hot Ass are basically going for the exact same thing that they pulled last time. They're going to have Jack over at B to try to convince Lavender that they aren't going for that same strat, but I'm sure the T's are going to be a bit wiser of it this time. There's no way they fall for it twice, right? Right? Lavender already seem to want to play this a little bit slower, and already airing away towards mid as well. You can tell the fear in their eyes. And this is a very important one for them to win as well. Sure, it's basically a freebie in most circumstances, but I guess you can never be sure, especially when you're against the eco of Hot Ass. They'll learn the hard way. It seems that Lavender want to actually try this again. They're retrieving the bomb and making their way slowly through alt mid to mid. Oh my god, don't tell me it's going to happen again. Sun sees nothing at B. He peeks every single angle slowly here, and surely this will be the call now for Lavender to make the way over. You see on the radar, it's changing. There's only going to be one player, Jack, who has any say in this round here, and he's dead. That's it. Round, definitely he's going to be over now. The rotates will come through from Hot Ass, but it's going to be 4 versus 5 with only USPs to show for it, which means that should be another nice round for Lone Woods and Co. to try to find a little bit more money in their pocket. Nice little spray down from Lone Woods. I was a bit worried he'd get overwhelmed by the USPs, but no. The silencers are silenced. It will be surely a flawless round for Lavender now. Talk about a boost of confidence after that disaster that was the last time you faced off against an anti-eco. This is much better for wear. Okay, well, that is a free gun. Give it to KRZ. I have no idea how he got away with that for free, but here we are. That is actually pretty huge as well. Because now that's money that KRZ and the CTs in general can save. Plus, it's a Krieg, literally like the best gun in the game at the moment. Christ, I'm actually a little bit scared about the potential that gun has, especially since it's on the top fragger in the server at the moment. KRZ with 23 kills. He's been having a very good game. Lone Woods is not far behind at 21. Same amount as Jack. And the battle continues. Much slower. You see Lavender basically grinded this round down to a halt for the time being. Ooh, that nade could actually be huge onto Truck Lover, though. Oh, they decide to toss it mid-banana. Truck Lover still barely stays alive. Holy hell, this man is on life support at the moment. Plus, Hot Ass got a kill to boot, forcing the hand of Lavender to try to take top banana, but it's a very, very fractured push. This is looking very good for Hot Ass, just when you look at the sheer numbers that they're going to be up against. I don't see a world in which they drop this. But I've been wrong on my predictions before, but I think Hot Ass will try to convince me that I am right in my word here. Broby, not quite the triple, but he gets 2. And 8 points of health remaining between the last 2 members of Lavender combined. Means that this is surely going to be number 14 for Hot Ass. Surely going to be the closer. Truck Lover, he's only able to get 1 before he dies for the cause. And indeed, it is the case. Hot Ass. It was a bit closer than I thought it would be, but at the end of the day, it's going to be another one for them. Only 2 away from closing out and closing out their map pick, so they haven't been failing to deliver, either team, really. And a small little pause, because Broby looks like he needs to restart their game. Nice free opportunity for, I suppose, Lavender now to talk about things. Really, that just kind of seemed like a very unique round from Hot Ass that worked out so well for them. Because, for the most part, Lavender have been very secure in how they've been playing these early rounds, even late rounds, despite the couple of hiccups. I think it's one of those things where, in a perfect world, you obviously don't get tagged down by that early utility, but that switch up from Hot Ass is huge. I mean, for the most part, Lavender have been able to take most of top banana for free round after round, and it's what's made it this competitive so far. The fact that it was a non-factor that time around, plus 2 members were heavily lit up by an HE, I think that was the main reason why it worked out so well. A lot of pros say that banana is the most important part of Inferno, and I think it's rounds like that that show exactly why. It looks like Broby's back into the server, so we'll be back into the game in no time. Again, if you're just joining, my name is Ito, and this is the ESEA Advanced Season 33 North American Playoffs. It's lower bracket, round number 1. Both these teams, again, having taken L's in their first round. But both of them are pulling up to some pretty major W's, honestly. It's been a very competitive map number 1. And I think it's going to be a promising look if the rest of the series is like this. Definitely something to look back on. Looks like Broby's still having a couple of lag issues. If I saw him correctly, he was just basically teleporting around. But they're only 2 away from closing it out, so maybe Broby can just convince his ISP to let him have good internet for these last couple. Bomb down and trenches? That's an interesting place to have a bomb down. No matter. That is a very nice tag from KRZ. And look at that. You see the switch up from Lavender. This time they're giving up banana control almost entirely, trying to anti-strat those grenades. That is big. Because now they don't take early damage. And in fact, it's actually on the other side. KRZ being a healthy chunk. That means that a couple of body shots can finish up the job. But Lavender is still not committed either which site. Nice molly through, forces hopping out of position. This is a very promising start of a round so far. Now that top banana has been seized by Lavender. Now they're kind of into that comfortable position yet again. So this should be a good one to see happen. See be closed out. I think he might just be asking for a flash from one of his teammates. You see Truck Lover still playing anti-flasher, expecting it to be retaken by Hot Ass. But no give yet. So they're going to be setting up for an execute. All of the T's conglomerating as a rotate comes through. Jack will be the first face as he's also the first rotator through. Nice spam from the Krieg comes on through and it hits up a couple of players nicely. But the finishing will actually come from all different members, won't it? KRZ picking up a bunch of kills. How has Sunson actually done this? I was about ready to call it quits, but he actually does have time to get the bomb down. 4 seconds as he gets it through. But no chance on the post plant. He goes for something very risky. And it's a risk that doesn't work out. I still have no clue how is that competitive, though. Hot Ass deal with that perfectly. I have to say, getting Jack from CT really just threw a wrench in the plans of Lavender. So, huge heads-up play by the CTs. Because of that, they're going to be rewarded with match point. Have 3 to close it out in regulation. Or 3 chances, I should say, to close it out in regulation. And Lavender are now just playing to stay alive, lest they lose this. But it's not the end of the world. They're going to be moving on to Overpass after this. And Overpass is a very comfortable map for Lavender. They got on a bulk of their wins. It was a map where they absolutely crushed the now Savage team on in the Open Grand Finals. Savage are an advanced team in their own right. We're in fact actually playing tonight versus Neko Paradise. I want to check on that match and see how it's going. By the way, I should mention, early grenade onto Lavender. Now has 2 players down to 50. This might spell the end of times. I'm not going to lie. This is not a very promising start from Lavender. It's so cool seeing these early adjustment when it comes to the utility usage down banana, because Hot Ass now realize, okay, the T's are playing towards ramp, so toss those nades even deeper. And it works out. Works like a charm. Contact play up towards A. Might be the final choice Lavender have in map number 1. This map has delivered in a lot of different fashions. Let's see if Lavender can try to deliver another round for us here. Again, contact flash play comes through. Jack hiding in the corner here will be the first, but far from the last member awaiting them on the site here. It's just a clean sweep. There's absolutely no shot. They are shut down in a second. That was unbelievably impressive. A bit of an anticlimactic way to close things out, but it's no matter. That will be at the end of the day. Hot Ass taking the beginning of this series 1-0. But again, this is far from over. We still have a couple of maps left, possibly. And Hot Ass, now having won their map pick, will be tossing it over to Overpass, which is the map pick of now Lavender. So, perhaps Lavender can bounce back, make something happen here. We'll have to see. But for the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and take a short break here. Play some Animal Crossing, most likely. while both teams get ready for map number 2. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you very, very soon.
Tuning out of starlight, the innocent lifetime flickers and flashes under a canvas. No, nobody seems worth it, while the feeling's sophisticated. The view is so restrained. The past is nearing closer and closer, I fear. So let's just cut the bullshit and tell me who's independent. Thumbs twiddling and your life's escaping your mind. Keep in mind, well, the air ain't as free as it used to be, but that's quite alright when you're still 18, it seems to be. And I'll tell you who's overrated. What's a beautiful person with some hideous dreams? Well, the lining isn't silver. We're verging on the side of the road that'll take us home. The edge of us is getting weighed. Read about your life in your local papers. Realize the end of us is getting near. You're just a droplet of paint trickled off your canvas. Delirious illusion flowing backwards through the river of color, while we analyze to try to see it clearer. Secretly appealing to a lonely prisoner. Now what's your vision? Initiate your shading, blend the universe together. In time it only gets a little easier. Suddenly piece yourself back together now. What's your vision? After all, you're the one who taught me love was not for everybody. However, I'm starting to see this world in the right light, yet it still gets darker. You see, it's just a simple symphony or a painting, whatever. It's a natural path that spans infinitely, but my world is crumbling. Let it collapse into the abyss. In the midst of summer it won't exist. This emptiness, it's just a blank slate, waiting for a painter to interfere. It's quite complex, but what I know.
We could play blank, blank, 182. Lay around the house and daydream till the afternoon. Thinking about the times that we had when this was all that we knew. When this song was still new, when this all was still new. We could play blank, blank, 182. Summertime nights that we had, staring at the moon. Laughing at our own jokes, acting like they were new. We'd only watch cartoons, but love and life is our tune. That we can never go back to this. And as we grow, we'll look back and miss all it. Cause we'll leave this time, we'll leave this home, and find lives of our very own. But we can play blank, blank, 182. We can play blank, blank, 182. We could play blank, blank, 182. Summertime nights that we had, staring at the moon. Laughing at our own jokes, acting like they were new. We'd only watch cartoons, but love and life is our tune.
We could play blink, blink, 182. Drive around our cars and pretend that we never grew. Sneak out of the house every night. We were young and confused. We never made curfew. There was too much to do. We could play blink, blink, 182. Chasing all our drinks with Red Bull and Mountain Dew. Hangover so bad we would sleep until the morning was through. Yet start again cause we knew that there was nothing to lose.
That we can never go back to this. And as we grow, we'll look back and miss all it. Cause we'll leave this time, we'll leave this home, and find lives of our very own. But we can play blank, blank, 182. But we can play blank, blank, 182. We could play blank, blank, 182. Summertime nights that we had, staring at the moon. Laughing at our own jokes, acting like they were new. We'd only watch cartoons, but love and life was our tune.
We're going to be trying something new here. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back for map number 2 between Hot Ass and Lavender. This time, I actually have Flippy Bits GG in the chat, actually doing a couple observing wonder tricks for me. So it's going to be a little bit different to watch here, but you should still have the same experience. This is my first time ever being able to sit back and actually just cast from here. So immediately I just want to point out, you have Jack who's just pushing out towards long. This is so ambitious to do on the pistol round. But I think Lavender have a decent read on what they're going for here. Instead, we'll just choose to burst up on top of the A bomb site here. KRZ sees it. We'll back off after taking a couple of shots of his own, but he's not long for this world, as Sun will soon make him figure out here. Jack and Hoppin both finding kills in return, so it's a very scrappy take onto the A bomb site here, but Lavender seem to be coming out, just barely pulling ahead into this one here, as it enters a 3 versus 2. Hoppin and Broby will try to make the magic happen here. Hoppin can make the shots hit, but Broby sure as hell can, and finally Hoppin can. What was that coming out of absolutely nowhere? Broby finding the double. Basically gave them a chance, an actual shot at being able to make that one work. Otherwise, we might have seen it be a complete whitewash. So overall, lots of respect for how they played that. Definitely the kind of start that you're hoping for. Don't mind me. I'm just going ahead and making it look a little bit prettier. And we immediately have the tack pause come through. I mean, it feels a bit early to do this unless it's a technical pause, but I guess Lavender can try to talk about what went wrong in that pistol. I didn't see anything all too interesting, to be completely honest. I felt Lavender had a really decent read, but just were unable to hit those shots. If we saw what happened from Broby's POV, makes a little more sense. And yeah, it looks like it was a tactical pause. Perhaps they're just trying to figure out how to divide their money to try to divide and conquer this round. But I don't know what to expect, to be completely honest, out of Lavender. Trippy camp paths aside, Lavender will try to make this buy work here. They'll have two SGs, a Galil and a Desert Eagle here. Missed smoke from Truck Lover, excuse me. I don't really know what the hell just happened there. It looks like even they're confused, but they're going to be able to find a kill, so I think that's a decent start nonetheless. Response smoke comes through. Hop and holds down Divider. He's going to be holding it with an MP9 too, so he's not exactly fully committed to the angle just yet. And another one comes through from KRZ. It's a bit early. Doesn't matter. Still allows for the CTs to hold aggressively here, but the real worry should be long here as KRZ. Oh my lord, he just barely avoided death. But it's unfortunate that Yum cannot avoid death, as he will actually get taken down by Hoppin. The smoke through over towards long, just to try to possibly sell a fake. Yeah, no, Lavender, they're actually just trying to sell this entirely here. They're going to be storming over to the B-bomb site here. Sunstone will be the only one left committed towards A, but he is quickly dispatched of. As now rotate happens over towards B, there will only be one player at the immediate ready for Hot Ass. He spots one, Lee. And he's actually going to commit to the fight after that. Great flash comes through from Heaven, but Broby, it's only going to be able to really net him one kill after the fact. A 3-on-2, 25 seconds left remaining. This is not looking incredibly promising from Lavender, to be totally honest. A post plant will begin, but it will quickly end if it keeps up in this kind of rate. Benji only with a MP9, but he even went with the deagle there. He didn't even feel his luck on the MP9. And I suppose I understand it. The kills don't come through, but they most definitely do for the CT side. Because of that, Hot S, they're going to be comfortable, sitting pretty here. Taking a nice quick 2-0. And that one isn't even a very lethal one from Lavender either. Definitely a lot of good to take from it. As I'll now try to fully invest into this next one, Lavender. I suppose at the end of the day, though, it wasn't too terrible how they invested into that one. Because they were able to get the bomb down plus 2 guns out of the hands of Hot Ass, so it's not the worst. Ooh, that's a missed Molotov. Unfortunate. It happens to the best of us. There's a reason why I'm not a huge fan of that nade. Ooh, look at this, though. Another interesting quirk comes out from Hot Ass, and this time it doesn't miss. In fact, all the shots seem to be hitting. Lavender barely are into this round, and they're nearly out of it. That is unbelievable. 2 will come in response, but, I mean, that's it. That's all that's going to happen. That is an immediate gun round victory for Hot Ass, and it doesn't even look particularly close. Again, you have a couple of kills going the wayside of the T side, or the wayside of the T's, but overall, that was a complete stomping from Hot Ass. They had 2 different little interesting things going on there. First was most notably that long push that they had. 2 players committed to the fight, all of them hitting their shots, but also they had the mid player pushing from, I believe it was Party, and I want to say it was Jack as well. They found so many early kills, even with that missed Molotov. Wonder how different the round would have looked if that Molotov actually hit. Might have actually forced Lavender into an awkward position. But Letting bygones be bygones, Lavender will now continue the fight with Desert Eagles this time. Good shot from Sun to open things up here, but KRZ is ready to respond. Gets one, a second surely on the cards as the smoke dissipates. There's still a real shot for Lavender, all things considered. It's not a terrible round at the moment. A slow contact over towards B now. As they push through water, Lee will be at the ready. Infamously held down the site once very well. How about second time? Yep, he's going to do even better. Hot ass immediately just swiftly removed of. It's devastating at this point, really. It's just that Lavender have really not been getting the best goes at this. I feel like that was a bit of an easier job for Lee to hold down, considering that they're up against Desert Eagles, with the exception of that one M4, and they all just kind of came in a line, so in theory it was a very easy set of kills for Lee to get, but execution is a complete different monster. Speaking towards monster, we're only seeing Truck Lover hold down the angle at the moment here, but all the action really seems to be happening over towards long for the time being. I'm not gonna lie, that was just my test to see if you're listening, Flippy Bits, so I just decided to say something about monster, and what a monstrous kill from Benji to start things off. A very decent start. It's the kind of thing that Lavender need to get back into this game. They're not that far out. I mean, it's only 4-0 for Hot Ass at the moment, but considering that Hot Ass are still riding that momentum that they have from Inferno and keeping it on, like that, keeping that pressure on map number 2, the enemy's map pick, it can like so quickly just spiral out of control, especially if those gun rounds end up like this. Jack, he's only able to get one, but luckily the trade is just absolutely flawless. This numbers game, I mentioned it a couple of times back, but Hot Ass seemed to be very well prepared. Did Brody not spot Truck Lover? That was a very awkward duel. It's one that Truck Lover will win, and actually because of that, his team has a real shot at this. Great smoke through into heaven, forcing Hot Ass to take it lower. Lee and Hoppin at the ready here, both incredible players in their own right here, but on the retake is a different question entirely. Hoppin is up for the challenge. Yes, indeed he is. He gets one with the USP as well. Hot Ass are continuing this momentum, riding it from Inferno, and just really staying true to their name, making Lavender look like their namesake. It's 5-0. These rounds are very thrifty from Lavender at this point here. Putting together everything they can time after time, and I'm still not exactly sold. Early Molotov through. Should actually ward Hoppin off, but surprisingly the smoke doesn't fully dissipate the molly, so he is actually forced out of position for the time being. But he'll still remain behind it. He's not going to give up the ghost that easily. Contact play in. Immediate push from Lavender into the B site is leading to absolute zero here. Again, sure there are kills from the T side, but they're so easily overwhelmed. This is not even looking competitive at this point. Hot Ass don't seem to struggle with anything that Lavender are throwing at them from their playbook. And if now there's a time to call a tactical pause, this would be the time to do it. Lavender, they called one after it was 1-0, like after they lost that pistol. But now they just want to play it slow. They'll have pistols, so even less to work with. And considering I haven't really been convinced by even their gun rounds, I have fewer hopes this time around. I want to keep an eye on Hoppin, though. You see, actually, wait, no, never mind. He's in completely different space. You saw him before. He was holding down water, but this time he is out searching for YouTube content elsewhere, I suppose. Again, full investment from Lavender. They'll be walking right into this B stack yet again. Lee will be the first point of contact here. Far from the last, though. Although Lavender get the first initial kill in, they only get that one kill, it feels like, forever. A second one is through from Lone Woods, but, I mean, I feel like I'm a broken record. I honestly do feel like I'm a broken record at this point here. It just keeps continuing the same exact way. Lavender trying to exploit B, trying to exploit different parts of the map, but Hot Ass are just at the ready, hitting all their shots. If I didn't know otherwise, I would have thought that this is the map pick of Hot Ass, considering how comfortable they look at it. Or they look on it, rather. Whew. Flippy Bits, you are impressing me with these cam paths. Hell yeah, look at that arch. Sponsored by HLAE. Another pause. Undone. Lavender, they still want to invest into this. They really have so much hope that they can just like break this defense somehow, some way. I want to see if they switch something up. Now that the tactical pause has come through, I want to see a different approach. We saw Lavender already try this current setup that they have going. One player setup over towards Monster, a very standard default. But now, I mean, they haven't changed it up. Maybe they don't need to change anything up, sure, but I think they need something. They need a round. Because at this point, it's really starting to get away from them. Now, yeah, in a perfect world, Lavender would chain 8 together and it would be a very competitive half, but let's be real here. I don't think that's going to happen. Smoke through. Bathroom setup from Hot Ass. Pretty standard play from both teams so far. Nothing really, you know, out of the playbook. Are they trying to fake an A execute and actually maybe pop up long? That's what it kind of seems like at the moment. You see Truck Lover is actually pushing his way through connector, so it does seem to be an A execute at the end of the day, but Jack is right behind the smoke and the flashes that they toss down. He's going to find 3. No problem. And oh my god, if this isn't just the exact description of what this game has been like, I don't know what will be. Just a quick triple from Jack out of nowhere. I said Jack is one of the, I argue the best player on this team, but my lord, he is just doing it to them right now. Same story with Lee. He's having a great game. He's going to continue with only 1 in the round so far. But you'll have a chance to strike more blood yet again. Truck Lover, let's get back to him in question here. He was stuck in a 1-on-4, only got 1, but basically just allowed Jack to get his 4th kill of the round. A quad in this one, as he is 12-4, 150 ADR. And Flippy, when you get the chance, pull up that scoreboard for me. I want to see how it's looking on both sides. Maybe he's just not listening to me. That's unlucky. We don't have the highest production staff here at Ito TV. We got to work with what we got. What is that smoke coming through from Lavender? Are they just seriously trying a B rush? I mean, I guess when all else fails, try this out. They've wiggled their way onto the site. It's not too bad to start things off. But, I mean, although they have the map control, that's pretty much the only bit of control that they have. The trades are going to come through in a very quick, quick succession. I don't know. I just sound, again, like a broken record. It's the same story, different round. They walk into a gauntlet of CTs, and the CTs don't look particularly contested whatsoever. It'll continue that way, most likely a 9-0 scoreline. And indeed, that's the case. I mean, I don't even know what to say at this point here. This is not the Lavender that we saw on map number 1. Map number 1 Lavender was fighting tooth and nail to keep it at that 16-12 scoreline that we eventually ended up with. This just looks like they gave up. But I don't want to count Lavender out just yet here. They're still, again, fully investing into this. That was a save round. But, again, they haven't looked very convincing on their full gun rounds. That was actually one of the more promising ones right there from Lavender. Was on the full pistols. And it continues the same way. Hoppin'. The first one onto Truck Lover. There's no refrag potential at all from Lavender as well. The smoke will dissipate over towards Divider and bait out a couple of shots. Hoppin', thank God for him, he misses that shot, but it just gives a perfect opportunity to Jack, to strike blood. Another triple. Flippy, this is cruelty. I understand that this map is historically CT-sided, but this is extreme. Another quad kill for Jack. He's 16-4. This is depressing to watch. I mean, Lavender, what what should they do? Like, try scanning your brain. Hot Ass just seemed to come out on top of literally every single duel. I think actually that last round was a perfect summary of what I'm talking about. Hoppin gets that first initial kill into Truck Lover, and he misses a second, but then Jack is just able to wrap around bathrooms and find 3 kills almost entirely uncontested against rifles. Like, that's not something that should really ever happen. But here we are, 10-0 down. Lavender, the best that they can hope for is putting 5 together, but it's most likely going to be 11 for Hot Ass here, because Lavender are stuck on a very weak buy. Pistols for all. As far as early kills go, though, Lavender is staying alive. Oh, okay, never mind. Nope. Well, Jack is just ready to shut me up, and he shut up 2 players as he shot their head off. And it's the same story, different round. Benji perhaps could go insane. But I think this could just be another ripe opportunity for Benji to like find a very sneaky 1K or something. It's actually Lonewood's the last one left standing. I didn't even realize when Benji went down, but I mean, this is just stunted. A complete whitewash on map number 2 for the time being. Only 5 away from closing it out. Hot Ass and Lavender are nowhere to be found in the server. No one particularly performing well on the Lavender side either. Even sometimes in Lavender's losses, you've seen a couple of players have amazing individual plays, but nada. Hoppin tries to take a shot towards mid, but he lags his way out of there. Scraping by with 45 points of health. So it's a nice, again, decent start from Lavender. The best showing that they've had to begin a round so far. And actually, it's going to improve. They take down Jack. He's been a pain in their backside for so many rounds now. 11 to be exact. But this time he has no chance. Oh my god, but Truck Lover has no chance either. Back into a 4-on-4 we go. And although Hoppin needs a bit more damage, I still think Lavender might have a chance in this round here, because, again, when it comes to even numbers like a 4-on-4 or 3-on-3, it does generally favor the T side here, but not when you lose 2 players. KRZ and Hoppin find 2 kills. It just never ends for Lavender, doesn't it? No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. It's done. It's 12-0 yet again here. A very depressing terrorist half. You just have to chalk it up to everything working out for Hot Ass and almost nothing connecting for Lavender. It's a painful and bitter pill to swallow. But it's a supplement we have to take. The truth hurts. Early Molly mid. Same default as usual. Hot Ass don't need to switch up anything that they're doing. Lavender most definitely do, and they're going to try it with something a bit sneaky. You see Sun is actually dangerously close to Jack right now. It looks like over at T-Con. But they're setting up for a B exec here. I think that Sun is just watching for an early push from Jack, who has been notoriously aggressing, and indeed, there it is. It happens off the screen. It's no matter. Now that's a very decent start for Lavender. They start to punish a little bit more of that aggression that Hot Ass have been going for. And it works to a T. Resmoke for Monster. Broby right behind it. It's all quiet on the western front. Lavender yet to push in. Yet to close the distance. Will choose to take things slow. Or not. Broby, he just decides to spray through that monster tunnel, and somehow he gets out basically unscathed. Finally, he's rid of. But that just gives time for Lee to step up or not. Okay, Lavender, you've convinced me. Maybe you do have a horse in this race. Maybe you do have a chance in this game still. A 2-on-2. Truck Lover getting the bomb down, retreating into Monster alongside his teammate here. A retake will begin. but it might actually be the first in a long time for Lavender. They haven't gotten around since Inferno, and this might not be their chance to get it either. Oh my god, it doesn't happen again. Hot Ass are good on the retake. They continue flawless on overpass. Again, I'm lost for words. It just keeps happening. Lavender are just really getting unlucky draws, it feels like, at so many points of this game. Again, this does seem like a completely different Lavender than what we saw on Inferno. Like, I have no clue how this is just going so dismally for them here. It just seems that they're just not winning any gunfights. I know that kind of seems like such an obvious statement, lol, just hit your shots, but it really does come down to it. Like, think about that retake. Those post-point positions weren't awful from Lavender. Hell, Hoppin had a op on the retake, and he still was able to get a kill for basically free. And Jack might have another chance to pick up a couple of kills. Case in point, right here. This is what I'm talking about. Finally, that trade game comes through. The refrags are possible. they're there for Lavender. But I can't even raise my voice too much because I know that Lavender have been down this road before. And they have to pave the path on their own set of directions. And, I mean, again, there it happens. Broby with a crazy flank out from nowhere. Takes down the player over towards B. Lee holding down sight. Is in an off angle here. Now he has to hope for a refrag, but Lavender are just unable to finish the job. KRZ still lurks in bathrooms. It's another off angle that Yum surely isn't walking for. It's going to be 14-0. Like, this is just unbelievable. I actually think this is the most one-sided game I've seen in a long time. Emmy, yeah, you're saying 13-0? I agree. This is unbelievable. Lavender just look gone. It was 16-12 on Hot Ass's map pick. Okay, if you think it's crazy that's 13-0, Emmy, what if I told you that this is the map pick of Lavender? This is their home turf, and they're losing this dismally. This is a map that they absolutely crushed. Again, the Open Grand Finalists Savage on, who are an advanced team themselves, actually won tonight as far as I'm aware. And they look like a completely different team. It's a 4-on-4. Another promising situation, but they're not ready for Lee. He's able to get one for free. He's backed off, and he stays alive for a time being. The numbers game comes through again. But can he count to 0? Can he count to 15 with me? I hope you can, because Hot Ass are ready to count to 15. They're already up to number 14. Only need one more kill, and bingo! We're going to 15-0. A flawless half for Hot Ass. I cannot believe I'm saying this. Is this the same game? Like, did I accidentally tune in to, like, a first round open playoffs game or something? This is just insane. Like, no offense to Lavender. They had incredible showing. They made it to playoffs for a reason. In fact, I think they had a better record than Hot Ass in the regular season. But they have disappeared entirely from map number 2. I don't even know what to say. Like, we just have to let it happen. Second half is quickly through. Lavender are fighting for everything, really. They're about to go out, possibly on the verge of 16-0 on their map pick. Hot Ass have been uncontested entirely. One last shot. This would be the ultimate storyline if they can make a comeback happen. But I'm not feeling lucky. A B execute is set up on this pistol. Excuse me, this pistol. And a B stack is actually through from Lavender. So, okay, it's a good read. But can you finish the job here? 1 for 1, 2 for 1, and 3 for 1. Oh my god, I think Lavender just might have done it. They're going to be able to get round number 1. Or are they? Okay, they are. Guys, look! 15-1. Everybody give it up. Rip the 16-0 dream, unfortunately. But, well, they have a long way to go, Lavender. I think I'm just going to hold my tongue. Lavender, okay, look, if they can at least go down with a bit more dignity, that would be nice. I'm talking like if they can get 10 rounds, then at least like when people look at the logs, they'll be like, oh, you guys got 10 rounds. That's not too bad. Oh, it might be 2 rounds. Indeed it is. Okay, that is not too bad. Again, I don't want to say anything, but another quick round for Lavender as they just kind of frag out versus the forced up pistols and the MAC-10 of Hot Ass. Okay, not too shabby. A bit more respectable than the potential 16-0 we were staring down the barrel of. But Hot Ass, I mean, they can they can just keep forcing for days. No issues there. And Lavender have to play flawlessly. And even then, they have to play flawlessly for 15 rounds in a row. Then they have to take it to overtime. And when they're... Okay, I don't even want to start talking about that because, again, it's just so far-fetched. Once Hot Ass get guns in their hands, it just might be done. And the pistol in the follow-up. And this should be another freebie for Lavender. Contact play from Hot Ass here. Jack is the only person saying another statement as he's dangerously close to Sun at the moment here. If we could swap over to him, Flippy, that would be insane. But I think there's going to be some insanity actually conglomerating on the A-bomb site instead. KRZ with a nice shot onto Truck Lover will start things off. Now they can play a post plant. Hot Ass still can make this one work in theory. They've gotten away with crazier things, but that's a pretty crazy shot from Lone Woods. I think that's it. Hot Ass, not too shabby for a full eco round. They get the bomb down, plus a kill right behind it. It means that they're going to stay alive. And they stay alive, meaning that they're going to be able to get full Kriegs. You're going to be seeing double AKs, full util. It's going to be a very healthy buy. The first of many to come for Hot Ass. Or maybe not the first of many to come. Maybe the last. We'll have to see. Playing anti-flash will be Sun, but he peeks right behind it. There's no one waiting for him. Water soon to be seized from Lavender as well. Or from Hot Ass, excuse me. Lone Woods does spot one, exchange fire. But it's a neutral game. Benji holding right around the corner could be absolutely huge here. And, well, no. He goes big, but he goes home right after. Lee with a double kill could eventually lead to their demise. Bomb planted, and they can play a post plant from here. Plus, Hot Ass can get into way more secure positions. In fact, I don't really think they have a chance in this. Sure, it's a 2 versus 3, but Sun and AWP is in such an awkward position having to push through heaven. Wait a sec. Oh my god, this is actually huge. There's actually a real shot for Lavender to win this one here, especially since they're going to get the kills. On to the first player will be Lee. Now Jack has to pull it off 1v3. He gets the first, no problem. Second one, no problem. Third one, just too tall of an order. It's 4-15. Lavender are barely scraping by, but they're alive. They're, again, on life support here. They have a pacemaker, but I'm not sure if they can keep up with the pace of Hot Ass at the moment. Another buy will come through. The money is already basically non-existent from Lavender. You see that they already have to expend a couple of grenades. Yum. Only on a smoke flash. Those Molotovs have been vital. Or actually, in fact, all the utility has been vital for Hot Ass when they're on their CT side. Extremely oppressive to play against. But the shots seem to be more deadly, don't they? Broby barely staying alive to his own right, though. Will take down Yum in his last fading breath. Jack with another. Gets things off to a nice start for Hot Ass. A 3 versus 5, but it's not out of the realm of possibility for Lavender to bring this one back. Still, the players who got kills are very heavily tagged up. A couple of shots, I mean, it would take them both down. Setting up for a B exec. It's looking an awful lot like the pistol round was. This time they'll have guns to do it here. They're checking for Benji. Benji is a sneaky monster here. He'll only find no one. Oh, it's done. Oh, it's done. Oh my god. Oh my god, that could have been it. That could have been the opportunity of a lifetime here. But no, now it'll have to be the clutch of a lifetime from Sun. He'll find two pretty nice shots. But it's the end of the line. It's done. 16-4. Okay, well. Okay, what do I even say there? How do I like make this less depressing? Lavender, they had a lot of very high moments through this season. I'm not going to try to deny that it was a very rough way to go out. That was probably one of the most depressing 2-0s I've ever seen on your map pick, but they gave a really strong showing. That Inferno game was a treat to watch. They can look back on these demos, try to figure out what to do. Hot ass. I mean, that was something, FlippyBit says. Thank you for spectating, by the way, Flippy. He was on charge of the cam for the second map. First map was all me, but he relieved my duties. But, okay, what I'm trying to say, at the end of the day, just a quick summary, my eulogy for the now fallen Lavender as they go down 2-0, or 0-2 rather, in the playoffs. Ends a run. But they had a lot of crazy highlights. Think about the amazing sneaky play that Benji got versus Lux Gaming. Think about that insane clincher for Inferno that obviously they ended up losing. Thinking about the regular season that they had that was actually, I think, even if not better than Hot Ass. It wasn't all doom and gloom. Towards the end, yeah, it was. But they have a lot that they can take from this one here. With that, I think my eulogy is over. I'm going to go ahead and call it for the night. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed, please feel free to drop a follow, or if you're feeling really generous, a Twitch primer. But it's totally cool if you don't. I just want you guys to have a good night. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you very, very soon. Later.